Welcome back, guys. We got the engine in the boat. I tried to get some footage of us putting it in, but it's really bad, so we're probably not going to show it. Maybe a few quick clips from it right after this.
Eventually.
Anyway, the first step, of course, is getting the engine bolted in. If you look right here and back here, the engine has 3 bolts that hold it in. There's also shims that help align the power output shaft to the engine. So those are the things we need to take care of first here. You can see the 2 bolts I mentioned earlier right here and right here. Under each one of these mounts down here at the bottom, you can also see the shim I was referring to. I marked these when I took them out, so I don't have to re-shim it. You need a special tool to do that, so you may not want to do that. Up here is that front shim I mentioned. It has 1 shim under it, like it did before, so I'm just putting it back like that. Okay, so first we're going to go ahead and tighten and torque down these engine mount bolts right here. First I'm going to take them out and put some Loctite on them. Okay, we'll go ahead and torque these 2 bolts down to 18 foot-pounds, then we'll go ahead and do the one up front after that. Now we'll go ahead and start installing these flange bolts for the PTO shaft. Of course, like I said earlier, all these will need to be Loctited, and they are torqued down to 17 foot-pounds. Thing to remember when torquing these down is to use a star pattern like you would if you're installing a wheel or something like that on a car. Alright, and all those bolts are torqued down now. Okay, up next we need to install this ground wire right here for the ECU and the magneto and the other main wiring harness parts. It installs on this lug right here on the front. It's just a 10mm bolt, no need to torque it. It does call for some dielectric grease. Some other connections to note on the front of the engine here, of course, is the main wiring harness connection. It just goes right in on the front cover and it's just a clip connect. It just literally just clips in like that. And also the oil pump. I've just got it kind of in there right now. We'll go more into that later, but it has to be aligned off of this screw right here and some other stuff with that. Up next, we're going to be installing the main starter lead. It goes right here on this bolt. Not much to it. You just get the starter lead and put it on the bolt. Of course, it is a little tricky because you can't actually see anything under here. Really handy to have a ratcheting wrench for this right here because there's not very much room between the bolt and this nut right here. Okay guys, up next we're going to install the air box. It mounts on a mount that's down here that's kind of hard to see. It goes over these two rubber gaskets that are on the carburetors, and then it clips on right about here on a clip I'm about to install. So we'll go ahead and get at it. Of course, we got to lock out these bolts just like everything else. I'm not going to worry about torquing these because it doesn't really matter. Sorry I couldn't get that on camera. I had to move the camera to actually get it in there. One thing you want to know is you probably have to undo the choke cable right here. Once it's in there, there's that bottom rubber grommet, and you want to put it on that starter thing. It sticks off of the starter down there. There it is. Then right there it slides on, and then you just clip it right there. Sometimes these brackets get a little tweaked with all the in and out of the boat, and you have to rebend it a little bit. There we are. And we can reinstall our choke cable. You want to make sure none of your hoses are pinched down there, especially the water hose. That would be bad and end up with your engine blowing up fairly quickly. Okay, so the next thing to get installed is one of the rear exhaust baffles. I don't know how much you're going to be able to see this, but I'll do my best. It of course just slips into that hose down there and then clips onto this little thing. Then there's probably going to be about 30 minutes of me struggling trying to get that hose clamp tightened up down there. And we got it. The last part will be the rubber hose that goes from the water box to the resonator.